3 years ago, I shared a video on how to crochet my easy beginner crochet baby blanket. And since then, it has passed 2 million YouTube views. I'm honestly blown away by how much you guys love this stitch. So I've had tons of requests for a border tutorial since, and today I'm finally going to show you how to finish this blanket with a clean, simple edging that works perfectly with the texture. And if you haven't seen the original video yet, I've linked to it in the description, so be sure to check it out. To demonstrate how you can add a border to your own blanket, I've made a quick mini version of it in a solid green so that it's easy for you to see on camera. And I'm right at the point where I'm ready to crochet the final row to straighten out the top edge. I'll chain 3 and turn to begin the last row. And then just like all of the other rows for this stitch, I'm going to work a double crochet into the first single crochet. Now I'm going to single crochet into the first chain 3 space. So we want the top edge to mirror the bottom edge. And we want to get rid of the points that this particular stitch creates for that top row to make it look finished and straight. And we're going to do this by connecting each point with 3 chain stitches. So chain 3, and then instead of working 3 double crochets into this space like the other rows, that's what creates that pointy tip. We'll just skip those 3 double crochets and go straight to the next chain 3 space and single crochet right into that. And this straightens out the top edge nicely to match the bottom edge. So continue to single crochet into the chain 3 spaces with 3 chains between each single crochet until you get to that very last chain 3 space. Once you reach the end of the row and have single crocheted into that last chain 3 space, work a double crochet into the next stitch. And then double crochet into the turning chain. This will make the end of the row match the beginning of the row. Remember, we began the row with a chain 3, the turning chain, and then double crocheted into that first single crochet. So we're just making the both sides match. And now we're ready to begin the first round of the border, which will be a round of single crochet stitches. And since we're working with single crochet stitches for this round, instead of chaining 3 and turning, we're going to just chain 1 and turn because that's all we need for the height. Because single crochet stitches are shorter than double crochet stitches. Okay, now we'll just single crochet into each stitch of the last row for the top of the first round of the border. And when we reach the chain 3 spaces, those count as 3 stitches, which means we're going to work 3 single crochets into these spaces. So continue down the row working a single crochet into each stitch and 3 single crochets into each chain 3 space. When you reach the turning chain at the end of the row, this will count as the last stitch. And to create a smooth turn, we're going to need to add a couple of stitches so that the corners don't bunch inwards from being too tight. So this is kind of like if you've ever made a granny square and you reach a corner, you need to add some extra stitches for the turn. So that's exactly what we're doing here. So we'll work 3 single crochets at the end of every edge of the blanket. So for the top row, that means we're going to work 3 single crochets into the last stitch, which is the turning chain. And you could work into the top of the chain of the turning chain, but I don't like to because it can get too tight. So I'm just working right into that turning chain space. Okay, now that we've finished the top edge, we can rotate the blanket and begin crocheting down the first side edge. And since we're working down the side now, we still want to work into this turning chain space since it also counts as the first row along the side. The rule of thumb when you're making a single crochet border along the sides of a rectangle is to work one single crochet into the side of the last stitch if it was a single crochet. And if the last stitch was a double crochet stitch, then you want to work two single crochets into the side of that stitch to just add that little bit extra length because the stitch is taller. And because the last stitch of this particular row was a chain 3 turn, which counts as a double crochet stitch, we need to work two single crochet stitches into this spot. So we'll have a total of 5 single crochet stitches in this turning chain space in the corner. 3 for the top edge because it's the last stitch of the edge, and we want to make the turn have enough fabric, and then 2 for the first row along the side. And this is what will look like when you lay it flat. So you can see that the turn isn't bunching in because of the extra stitches. Now the next space or the next spot that we're going to work into along the side is just a single crochet stitch. So we're going to single crochet into the side of this stitch. And then we want to work two single crochet stitches into the next one because that is a turning chain, which counts as a double crochet. So we're going to work two single crochets into that turning chain space. And if you haven't noticed, we're just alternating between crocheting into the side of the end of a row or the side of the beginning of the row. So we're just going to alternate one single crochet into the sides of the single crochet stitches, followed by two single crochets into the sides of the turning chains. And you can check to make sure that it's laying flat as well after every few stitches, if you're unsure if you're doing this right. But I think it's pretty straightforward for this particular stitch. Remember that it's a rule of thumb and not an exact science as well. But if you're a perfectionist, you can even count the stitches along each edge to make sure that you have the same amount along the two side edges and the same amount along the top and bottom. But with a large blanket, it really won't be noticeable with this border if they don't match exactly. And when we get to the last turning chain of this edge, we'll work two single crochet stitches into it. And make three single crochet stitches into the corner stitch for the turn. So now we can single crochet along the bottom edge. We'll make three single crochet stitches in that first chain 3 space, just like we did for the top edge. And you can see how nicely the edge turns with the extra stitches in the corner. And then we'll work a single crochet into the base of the first shell that we made in row 1 and continue along the bottom edge with 3 single crochets in each chain 3 space, followed by a single crochet in the next stitch until we reach the very last chain 3 space. When we get to the last chain 3 space at the bottom edge, we'll work 3 single crochet stitches into the space. And now we can work 3 single crochet stitches right into the corner stitch for the turn. And for the second side edge, we'll do exactly what we did for the first side edge, working 1 single crochet into the side of each single crochet stitch and 2 single crochets into the side of each turning chain until we reach the beginning of the round. Okay, now I'm at the top of that last side edge and I'm going to work 3 single crochets into that last corner stitch to complete the first round. So yay, you've completed the first round of the border. And you'll notice that the next stitch was the first single crochet stitch we made for the first border round. And we're going to work the first stitch of the second round right into this stitch. And the way we're going to do it is we're going to insert the hook only into the back loop this time and make a yarn over slip stitch into this back loop of the first stitch. So to make a yarn over slip stitch, you're going to wrap the yarn around your hook as if you're working a single crochet, and then insert the hook into the back loop of the stitch and pull through the loop. And then you're going to continue to pull through the remaining loops on the hook as well. So don't yarn over again, just pull through those loops. And that's it. And I'm just going to place a stitch marker on this first stitch of the round to make it easier to find when we come back for the third round. So again, for the next stitch, yarn over, insert your hook into the back loop of the stitch, and then pull through the loop and the remaining loops on the hook. And that's all you need to do for the second round. Work your way around the perimeter of the border, making yarn over slip stitches into the back loops of each single crochet stitch of the first round. Remember that when you reach the corners, you're going to need to make 3 single crochet stitches into those corner stitches for the turn to have enough fabric to not pull in, just like we did for the first round. And to figure out which stitch is the corner stitch, just look for the 3 stitches that you made in the same space from the round below. And then the center of those 3 is the one that you want to work 3 stitches into this time. Except this time you're going to be working 3 yarn over slip stitches into that spot instead of 3 single crochet stitches. So you can see that by crocheting into the back loops, we're creating a subtle ridge. Instead of the stitches blending in completely, the ridge gives you a pretty line that frames the blanket. It also creates a slight shift in the way the stitches sit, so the border looks more defined and intentionally finished, even though the technique is super simple and doesn't require a certain amount of stitches, which can be tricky when you're new to crocheting borders. You can repeat the second round as many times as you'd like as well, depending on how wide you want your border to be. Just don't forget to add the extra corner stitches unless you want your corners to bunch in. I know I keep saying it, but I think it's super important and I want to make sure that that part is clear. And when you come back to the beginning of a round, you just remove the stitch marker, work into the back loop of that first stitch, and then place the stitch marker on the new first stitch of your round. And of course, even though I demonstrated this border with one particular blanket stitch, you can use this border with any blanket pattern that you want. So I worked one more round after the second round for my mini blanket. Now I'm going to finish the border by slip stitching into the first stitch, going through both loops this time. Then I'll cut the yarn, leave a long enough tail to weave in, and pull it through and tighten to secure everything. And this is the end result. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And as always, please like and subscribe to help our fellow crocheters find this video and feed the algorithm, and also to be the first to know when I post new content on my channel. Bye for now.